Welcome back to my channel. Today we are just going to be doing a little bit of a fall get ready with me. I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette. I think they changed the name to the Bella Sofia palette. Not exactly sure why, but I love that palette for fall, and I just thought it would be kind of the perfect first fall tutorial of the year. I'm also trying out the new Surratt Dewdrop foundation. So excited for that release. A lot of people have been talking about it, and it's definitely been a foundation that I've been dying to try and review. I actually think my review will be up already. But anyways, let's stop talking. Let's get right into the video. All right, I've already put on some eye primer and set it with a little bit of translucent powder. I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette. I think it's now called the Bella Sofia palette. She changed the name for sure. But this is like my quintessential fall palette. It just, oh my goodness, that just fell out. Anyways, this just screams fall to me, so I thought we would use that today. I'm gonna take the enhanced shade, which is this second color, and I'm going to place that in my crease. So I'm actually not gonna put it in my crease, like I said. I'm gonna place that on the outer corner of my eye, just on the very outside corner. I don't like to bring really dark colors into my crease because I have small eyes, so I just feel like it makes my eyes look way smaller. I will bring it just into that outer crease ever so slightly, but I'm not even bringing it halfway because that's just too far for my small eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with the first shade there, that shimmery champagne, and I'm going to place this all over the lid. I actually meant to do this first. Just all over the lid. So because we don't have a transition shade in this look, what I'm going to do is take my bronzer and just apply that to the crease. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Dior bronzer, just what I'm going to use on the face, and take that just on a little crease brush and apply as a transition between that dark burgundy shade and then blend it into the crease. Just ever so softly. I'm obviously being pretty messy with this. Yeah, I just love this palette for fall. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to take that bronze shade and I'm going to just use it on my fingers. I love this shade so much. And we're just going to place it all over the lid. Charlotte Tilbury has beautiful glitter shades. They're really sophisticated and elegant. Very similar to Tom Ford glitter shades if you've ever used those. You don't need to wet them or anything. I just think that looks absolutely beautiful. And for the last step on the upper lid, I'm going to take that deepest shade, that dark bronzy brown, and we're going to apply that as our eyeliner. So press this really close to the lash line. I just want to add a bit of depth here. And we might as well get use out of all the shades in this palette. So before we move on to the face, I'm just going to go ahead and apply some mascara. I am going to use my Pat McGrath mascara. I'm going to apply 3 coats, and then I'll be back and we'll move on to the face. All right, so I went ahead and applied some mascara. I said I was gonna use the Pat McGrath. I actually used the Lancome Monsieur Big. I haven't actually tried it before, and I am not the biggest fan. I feel like it's a little clumpy, but that's okay. We tried a new mascara. Didn't work out too well, but let's move on to the face. So for the skin, I'm first going to use my Vichy 89. It's a mineral like serum. It has lots of hyaluronic acid in it, so it's very hydrating. So I kind of just use it as my hydrating primer. I love it. So next I'm gonna go in with my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I'm just going to apply it onto the skin, focusing mostly in the areas where I have pores or texture, so pretty much in the center of my face. Next up, moving on to concealer, I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani, I think it's the fabric concealer, or Power Fabric, excuse me. I do really like this concealer, but it took me a while to get into. For some reason, I didn't like it right away. I thought the texture is really thin and really beautiful, but I think I just felt like there wasn't enough coverage, and I like a decent amount of coverage on my under eyes because my foundation is usually a little bit lighter coverage, but I don't know, this one just wasn't my favorite. I've been trying to experiment with it more, and the more I use it, the more I like it. So I don't know if the formula just gets better as you use it, but it's a decent concealer for sure. All right, and before I move on to foundation, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow. I have the shade 4, and I like to just apply this on the high points of my face. Mine is running a little low. It's kind of just any areas where I want to bring a little light to. This is one of my favorite products ever. I think Charlotte Tilbury nailed it with that release. Just gonna blend that into my skin. I just love the glow this brings. It's so dewy, so fresh looking. This is something I would just wear out to run errands. Like I feel like I could just put this on and go out and live my day-to-day life and be totally confident in it. For foundation, I'm going to use the Surratt Dewdrop foundation. I believe my first impression or my review on this foundation will be up already, but spoiler alert, it is absolutely gorgeous and I'm excited to use again. So I'm just gonna take 2 drops on my little sponge and pounce my little beauty blender all over the skin. I just love the finish of this and I love how this wears. I have no complaints. It's definitely one of my favorite foundation releases, probably ever. And just to make sure that all blends in nice, I'm just gonna run over my skin with a clean brush, just around the edges to make sure it looks all seamless. And there we go. All right, so foundation is applied. I absolutely love this foundation. It's so gorgeous, so bomb. Try it out. Go watch my review if you haven't seen that yet. I'll link it down below. But we're gonna move into powder. I'm going to use my Huda, I can never say that properly, Huda Beauty loose powder in the shade Pound Cake. And I'm going to just press this under my eyes lightly just to set that concealer. I'm gonna use my little beauty blender. Just press it lightly. So we're gonna finish off the lower lash line. I'm gonna go back into my Charlotte Tilbury palette and use that coppery bronze shade and apply that just to the lower lash line, focusing on the inner corner in the middle of the eye. Just a little bit, just to add that pop of bronze down there. Then we're going to go back into that deep burgundy shade and just blend that across the lower lash line. I mostly want to focus that on the very outside corner, just to add some drama there. I just feel like these are the perfect fall colors. And to finish off the eyes, we're gonna go back into that lightest shade and add that to the very inside corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply some lower lash mascara, and we will move on to the rest of the face. All right, for the rest of the face, we're gonna set using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. I'm gonna just use a little small brush and set just in the very center of the face because I wanna keep that luminosity on the skin. I like a really dewy look for autumn just because obviously the months get a little cooler and I just think this looks nice. So that is done. We're gonna move on to bronzer. I'm gonna go back into that Dior Wild Earth bronzer and bronze up the skin a little bit. I'm just bronzing up the skin a little bit. I like to pat my bronzer into my skin like this versus blending like that. As I find if I blend like this, it picks up on the dryness of my skin and also takes away some of the coverage of the foundation. So I like to pat and then sometimes I'll just kind of blend lightly. So for blush, I'm debating between my Chanel Elegance and my Buxom Seychelles. They're both like perfect fall colors, but I think I'm gonna go into my Buxom Seychelles just because I've been using lots of high-end stuff. This is a super pigmented blush, so you only need a tiny, tiny bit, but it's absolutely stunning. Oh, I love this shade. It's like a plummy bronze pink, brown. Okay, all the colors. So I obviously got my new lighting in camera, so I hope this looks all right. It might take me a while to adjust the lighting. It might, I'm debating if it's too bright, but we'll see when I look back on it, and it might just take a bit, like I said. So for highlighter, I'm going to use my Anastasia Amrezy highlight. Oh, I just adore this shade. It's so perfect. I really wish it wasn't limited edition, but maybe they'll re-release it. So we're just gonna add that to the high points of the face. Okay, I love how that looks. And for the final step, I'm going to buff using the Guerlain Meteorites, the loose powder. Mine is a little bit broken. My cat knocked it off my desk. I sadly picked up all the balls, and I'm going to reuse it because this powder is too good to just admit defeat and throw this in the garbage. Sad as that might be. So just buff everything together so everything is seamless. For our last step, we're just gonna move on to the lips. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Hot Gossip lip liner. Just line them. For lipstick, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Dancefloor Princess lipstick. So I like to apply it onto the lips. I kind of pat it on, and then I blend it out with my fingers. So I just press it on. I like my lipstick not to look so precise. I like it to kind of look lived in. I guess that's how I describe it. So there's that. And then we're going to go in with the Patrick Ta. She's an influencer lip gloss just in the center of the lips. Kind of haphazardly. Again, I like the lips to look super natural. And that is the finished fall glam look. I don't really know what I'm going to call this yet. I know it was a little bit quick. I got home from work and wanted to film a video. I have to get up at 5:30 tomorrow, so it's a little later than I planned on filming, but I wanted to get a video up anyways. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you'd like to see, if you have any suggestions. I have some thoughts, I have some reviews, some other get ready with me's. I have the Natasha Denona Metropolis review coming up soon. So I hope you stay tuned, I hope you subscribe, and I hope you're liking my content so far. And I'll see you guys in my next video.